You know that feeling when someone speaks English to you and your mind just freezes? It's like a wall of sound hits you, and all the words you've studied so hard just vanish. I've been there. I've stood in a coffee shop, heart pounding, because I couldn't understand the simple question, for here or to go? That frustrating, sometimes embarrassing, feeling is exactly why this channel exists. Welcome to Beginners English Listening Practice. I'm your guide, and together, we're going to tear down that wall, one simple, daily dialogue at a time. This isn't about complicated grammar rules or memorizing endless vocabulary lists. Not today. This is about training your ears to recognize the English that people actually use every single day. The secret no one tells you is that native speakers don't talk like textbooks. We use contractions, we link words together, we say one instead of want to. It sounds fast, but it follows patterns. And patterns can be learned. Think of your brain as a muscle. Right now, your listening muscle might be a little weak. That's okay. We're going to exercise it gently with clear, slow, and practical conversations. Every day, we'll break down a short dialogue, sound by sound, so you can build your confidence and finally start understanding real English. Our first dialogue is one you will hear everywhere. It's about greetings. But we're not just listening to the words, we're listening to the music of the sentence, the rhythm, the intonation. That's where the real meaning hides. So, get comfortable. Take a deep breath. And let's listen to our very first practice dialogue. Dialogue 1, a morning greeting. Anna, good morning, Mark. Mark, hey. Anna. How are you doing? Anna, I'm good, thanks. How about you? Mark, pretty good. Ready for the day? Now, that seems simple, right? But let's listen again, and this time, I want you to focus on one specific thing. Listen to how Mark says, "How are you doing?" He doesn't pronounce every word perfectly. It sounds more like, "How you doin'?" This is what we call connected speech. The words flow together. Are becomes ya, and doing becomes doin'. This is not a mistake, this is how people talk. It's efficient. It's natural. And you need to get used to hearing it. The question, "How are you?" or "How are you doing?" is almost always answered with a short, positive response like, "I'm good," or "pretty good." We'll talk more about that in a moment. But first, let's practice shadowing. I want you to repeat after me, trying to copy the exact sounds and rhythm. Say it with me, "How you doin'?" Again, "How you doin'?" Now, the response, "I'm good." Good. Let's put it together. I'll be Mark, how you doin'? And you are Anna, I'm good. Perfect. You've just practiced your first natural English phrase. This is the core of our method: listen, deconstruct, and imitate. We're not just passive listeners, we're active participants. In our next part, we'll break down the rest of this dialogue and I'll give you a crucial tip about why we often say "I'm good" instead of "I'm well." It's a small detail that makes a big difference. Don't go away. Now, where were we? Yes, we just practiced the natural flow of "How you doin'" and the response "I'm good." But I promised you a crucial tip about that very response. Why do we say "I'm good" instead of the grammatically stricter "I'm well"? Here's a secret that will free you from a lot of anxiety. In everyday, casual English, good is perfectly acceptable when talking about your general state or feeling. Well is often used when referring to health, like I feel well after being sick. But in a quick greeting, I'm good is the standard, friendly, and completely natural reply. If you say I'm well, it might sound a little too formal or even odd in a casual chat. So, remember this tip: for daily greetings, stick with good. It's a small thing, but using the common phrase helps you sound more natural and less like a textbook. Let's return to our dialogue. After Anna says, "I'm good, thanks," she adds, "How about you?" This is a very important part of the conversation rhythm. It shows you're engaged and interested in the other person. It turns a simple greeting into a real exchange. Now, listen to how she says it. It's often shortened in speech. Instead of a clear "how about you," it can sound like "how about you." The A in about becomes a schwa sound, a quick, unstressed making it bout. Repeat after me, "How about you?" Excellent. This little contraction is everywhere in spoken English. Now, Mark's response is brilliant because it's so typical. He says, "Pretty good. Ready for the day." Pretty good is a very common way to say you're doing okay, not amazing, but fine. It's humble and friendly. Notice he doesn't say, "I'm pretty good." The "I'm" is implied and often dropped in quick replies. This is called ellipsis. Let's practice the intonation. Pretty good usually has a flat or slightly falling tone, showing it's a simple statement. Then, ready for the day has a brighter, rising energy. This shows enthusiasm. Say it with me, pretty good. Now, with energy, ready for the day. Great. Now, let's put the entire dialogue together one more time, but this time, we'll imagine the rhythm and the feelings. Anna, friendly and bright, "Good morning, Mark." Mark, casual and warm, "Hey, Anna. How you doin'?" Anna, cheerful, "I'm good, thanks. How about you?" Mark, upbeat, "Pretty good. Ready for the day." Can you hear the music now? The rising and falling tones create a friendly atmosphere. This is what you need to listen for. It's not just words, it's the emotion behind them. To cement this, we're going to listen to a slight variation of this dialogue. Same words, but different speakers might say it with a different pace. This is key to building flexibility in your listening skills. After this, we'll move on to a new dialogue about ordering coffee, where we'll tackle those real-world questions that used to make my heart race. Stay with me. I bet you've been waiting for this one. That coffee shop scenario I mentioned at the very beginning? The one that used to make me nervous? We're tackling it right now. There's a special kind of confidence that comes from mastering an everyday interaction like ordering a drink. It's a small victory that makes everything else feel possible. So, let's turn that moment of panic into a moment of pride. Welcome back to our daily practice. Today's dialogue is all about ordering a coffee. This is a goldmine for listening practice because it's full of predictable questions and answers. Once you learn the pattern, you can use it in cafes all over the world. But remember, we're not just learning what to say, we're training our ears to hear what the barista will say to you. Their questions often come fast, but they are almost always the same. Let's listen to our second dialogue. Dialogue 2, at the coffee shop. Barista, "Hi, what can I get for you today? Customer, hi, I'd like a medium coffee, please. Barista, sure. For here or to go? Customer, to go, please. Barista, okay. That'll be $3. Did you catch that? Let's go straight to the first question because it's a classic. The barista says, what can I get for you today? In fast, connected speech, this often sounds like, what can I get for you today, or even what can you get for you today? The words can I blend together into can ya. This is a prime example of how function words, small words like can and get reduced to make the sentence flow. Don't be alarmed by this, it's a sign of fluent speech. Your goal is to recognize the familiar pattern. Now, the customer's response is a perfect model for clarity. I'd like a medium coffee, please. The phrase I'd like is essential polite English. Notice it's not I want. I'd like is softer and more polite. In pronunciation, I'd like can sound like I'd like, with a very quick connection. Let's practice that. Repeat after me, I'd like. Now, the whole phrase, I'd like a medium coffee, please. Excellent. Always remember that please is your friend. It makes any request sound better. But the most critical part for listening is the barista's next question, for here or to go? This is the question that used to stump me. It's so fast. It often comes out as, for here or to go, with or reduced to a quicker sound. For here might sound like fair here. The intonation usually rises on here and falls on go, making it a clear choice question. Your answer is simple, for here if you're staying, or to go if you're leaving. Let's shadow this exchange. I'll be the barista, for here or to go? And you answer, to go, please. Again, with feeling. Good. This repetition is building muscle memory for your ears and your mouth. In the next part, we'll break down the final line about payment and add a very important tip about handling money questions. You won't want to miss it. Now, let's dive into that final line from the barista. Okay. That'll be $3. This might seem straightforward, but it's where many learners get tripped up because of the contraction that'll. In fast speech, that will almost always becomes that'll, and it can sound like thal or even that'll with a very soft T. This is a classic example of how English speakers economize on words. When you hear that'll be $3, the intonation usually falls on dollars, making it sound final and polite. It's not just stating a price, it's a gentle request for payment. Practice saying it with me, that'll be $3. Notice how your tongue taps the roof of your mouth for the T in that, but then quickly moves to the L sound. This fluidity is key to sounding natural. But here's a pro tip, when dealing with money, always listen for the number first. Prices are often the most stressed part of the sentence. If you miss the contraction, but catch $3, you're still okay. However, to build full confidence, let's break down common money phrases. You might also hear your total is $3 or that comes to $3. These all mean the same thing. The word total is important, it's the final amount you pay. Now, what if you need to pay with a card? You might say, can I pay by card, or do you take credit cards? The barista could respond with sure or of course. Listening for these keywords helps you navigate the transaction smoothly. Let's expand our coffee shop dialogue slightly to include payment. Imagine the customer hands over a $5 bill. The barista might say, out of 5? This is a short way of saying I received $5 from you. It's a question to confirm the amount given. Your response could be a simple yes. Then, the barista will say, and your change is $2. The phrase out of is crucial here. It's often pronounced quickly, like outa, as in out of 5. Repeat after me, out of 5, and your change is $2. This practice will make real-life interactions much less stressful. Remember, the goal is to recognize patterns. In a coffee shop, the sequence is almost always greeting, order, for here or to go, price, payment, and change. By chunking these steps together in your mind, you're not just hearing isolated words, you're following a story. This reduces the cognitive load and makes listening easier. Let's do a quick shadowing exercise with the full payment exchange. I'll be the barista, that'll be $3. You, as the customer, can say, here you go. Then I say, out of 5? And you respond, yes. Finally, I say, and your change is $2. Thank you. Practice this a few times. Feel the rhythm? It's a dance of words, and you're learning the steps. In the next part, we'll move to a new dialogue about asking for directions, where we'll tackle essential prepositions and question forms that are vital for getting around any city. Trust me, you'll want to stick around for this one. So, you've mastered the coffee order? That's fantastic. But what happens after you leave the cafe with your cup of confidence? Imagine you're in a new city and you need to find the nearest subway station. Your heart might start to race again, right? Asking for directions is one of those essential skills that can feel daunting, but I promise you, it's built on a few simple, repeatable patterns. Today, we're going to turn you into a direction-finding pro. Welcome back. Our third dialogue is all about navigating your surroundings. This is where prepositions like next to, across from, and between become your best friends. But more importantly, we're going to focus on the question form itself. How do you politely stop someone and ask for help? Let's listen to our practice conversation. Dialogue 3, asking for directions. Tourist, excuse me, is there a subway station near here? Local, yes, there is. It's on Main Street. Tourist, how do I get there? Local, go straight for 2 blocks. It's on the left, next to the bank. Did you hear the magic word? It's excuse me. This is the universal key to starting a polite interaction with a stranger. It's always better than just saying hey or you. In terms of pronunciation, excuse me can often sound like excuse me in fast speech, with the first vowel being reduced. But for clarity, especially as a beginner, aim for the full pronunciation. Now, let's look at the tourist's question. Is there a subway station near here? This is a perfect example of using is there to ask about the existence of something. The intonation usually rises at the end because it's a yes/no question. Practice with me, is there a subway station near here? The local's response starts with yes, there is. This is a standard, concise confirmation. Notice how there is stressed. Then, the crucial part, giving the location. It's on Main Street. The preposition on is used for streets. We say on a street, not in a street. This is a small but important grammatical point. But the real listening challenge comes with the directions. Go straight for 2 blocks. The phrase "go straight" is clear, but for 2 blocks might be tricky. Blocks is a common term in cities for the distance between intersections. In connected speech, for 2 can sound like faire two, with or and for becoming a schwa. Then, the local says, it's on the left, next to the bank. Here, we have 2 key prepositions, on the left and next to. On the left indicates direction. Next means beside or adjacent to. In fast speech, next to can sound like next to, with the T blending. Let's shadow this entire direction. Repeat after me, go straight for 2 blocks. It's on the left, next to the bank. Excellent! You're not just learning words, you're learning how to visualize a path based on spoken instructions. This is a critical listening skill. In the next part, we'll practice a longer set of directions and I'll share a secret tip for remembering left and right without confusion. This is a game changer, so don't go away. Have you ever been given directions and immediately mixed up your left and right? You're nodding, I know. It's a common panic moment, especially when you're feeling a bit nervous in a new language. But I have a simple, almost silly trick that will anchor these directions in your mind forever. It's all about your hands. Make an L with your left hand by extending your thumb and index finger. The left hand makes a perfect capital L, that's your instant reminder. Your right hand does the opposite. Practice this a few times now. It feels childish, but it works wonders when you're under pressure. This little physical cue can save you from heading in the wrong direction and turning a simple trip into an adventure you didn't plan for. Now, let's apply this to our directions dialogue. We left off with the local saying, it's on the left, next to the bank. But directions often involve both left and right turns. So, let's imagine a slightly longer, more realistic set of instructions. This will help you build stamina for listening to multi-step directions. Listen to this extended version. Dialogue 3B, more detailed directions. Tourist, thank you. So, go straight for 2 blocks, and then? Local, then, turn right at the traffic light. Walk for about 5 minutes. You'll see a large park. The station is just across from the park, on the right side. Did you catch the new phrases? Turn right at the traffic light. This is a classic instruction. The preposition at is used for specific points like traffic lights, corners, or landmarks. In rapid speech, turn right might sound like turn right, with a very quick R and a soft T at the end. But the keyword right is usually stressed. Now, with our left-hand L trick, you can quickly verify which way to go. The next part, walk for about 5 minutes, uses about to indicate an approximation. People rarely give exact times, they estimate. This is a key listening point. Don't expect precise numbers, expect approximations like about 5 minutes or around the corner. Then, the local use is a landmark, you'll see a large park. Landmarks are your best friend when following directions. They are visual confirmations that you're on the right path. The phrase you'll see is a contraction of you will see, and it's often pronounced you'll see. Finally, the station's location is described with across from the park on the right side. Across from means directly opposite something. It's synonymous with facing or on the other side of the street. Notice how the prepositions stack up, across from and on the right. This is common. Let's shadow this entire sequence to get the rhythm. Repeat after me, turn right at the traffic light. Good. Walk for about 5 minutes. Excellent. You'll see a large park. The station is across from the park on the right side. Perfect. You're handling multi-step directions like a champ. Remember, the goal is to chunk the information. Don't try to remember every word, focus on the key actions, go straight, turn right, walk until the park, and it's across the street. This mental map making is what effective listening is all about. In our next session, we'll switch gears to a fun topic, inviting a friend out to eat. We'll practice making suggestions and accepting offers, which is full of useful phrases for building friendships in English. You won't want to miss it. Now that you can find your way around the city, let's talk about one of the best parts of life, sharing a meal with a friend. But what if you're not sure how to extend that invitation in English? The fear of sounding too direct or too vague can be paralyzing. I remember hesitating to ask a classmate to lunch, worrying about using the wrong words. The secret lies in the gentle art of making suggestions. It's all about the phrasing, and today, we'll master it together. Get ready to learn the language of friendship. Our fourth dialogue focuses on a simple, yet incredibly common, social exchange, inviting someone out. This conversation is a dance of suggestion and acceptance. We'll listen for the softeners and polite phrases that make the interaction feel natural and friendly, not like a demand. Let's dive into the conversation. Dialogue 4, inviting a friend for lunch. Sarah, hey, Tom. I'm going to the new Italian restaurant for lunch. Do you want to join me? Tom, oh, that sounds great. What time? Sarah, around 1 o'clock? Tom, perfect. See you then. This dialogue is short, but it's packed with useful social language. Let's start with Sarah's invitation. She doesn't say, "Come with me." That can sound a bit commanding. Instead, she states her plan, "I'm going to the new Italian restaurant," and then follows with a gentle question, "Do you want to join me?" The phrase "do you want to" is infinitely useful and very casual. It's much more common in everyday speech than the more formal "would you like to," although both are perfectly polite. In fast speech, "do you want to" undergoes a dramatic transformation. It almost always becomes "do you wanna," listen, "do you wanna join me?" The words blend and reduce to create a smooth, flowing sound. This is a critical listening point. You must train your ear to hear "do you wanna" as the equivalent of "do you want to." Tom's response is equally important. He doesn't just say yes. He shows enthusiasm with "oh, that sounds great." The word "sounds" here means seems or appears. This phrase is a warm and positive way to accept an invitation. The intonation usually rises on "great," expressing genuine pleasure. Then, he asks for a specific detail, "what time?" This is a perfectly natural follow-up question. Notice the ellipsis. He doesn't say, "At what time are you going?" He simply says, "What time," because the context is clear. Sarah's reply, around 1 o'clock, uses the word "around" to suggest an approximate time, giving flexibility. This is very common in informal plans. The rising intonation turns it into a question, checking if that time works for Tom. His final confirmation, "perfect. See you then," is the standard, friendly way to end the planning. "See you then" is a set phrase you will hear all the time. Let's shadow this. Repeat after me with feeling, "That sounds great." Now, around 1 o'clock? And finally, see you then. Can you feel the friendly, upbeat rhythm? You're not just learning words, you're learning how to connect with people. Next, we'll explore how this conversation might continue at the restaurant itself, as we practice ordering food. This is where your coffee shop skills will get a major upgrade. Perfect! So, you've successfully invited your friend to lunch. Now you're sitting at the table in that new Italian restaurant, menu in hand. This is where the real fun begins. Ordering food is a conversation, not just a statement. It involves questions, choices, and a little bit of back and forth that can feel like a dance. But unlike our coffee shop order, this one has more steps, and frankly, more delicious rewards. Let's walk through this together. I'll show you how to navigate the entire interaction with confidence. Here is a typical dialogue between a customer and a server at a restaurant. Listen for the polite phrases and the way questions are formed. Dialogue 5: Ordering food at a restaurant. Server: Hi, welcome. Are you ready to order, or do you need a few more minutes? Customer: I think we're ready. I'd like the chicken pasta, please. Server: Excellent choice. And for you, sir? Tom: I'll have the grilled salmon. What does it come with? Server: It comes with a side salad and roasted potatoes. Tom: Great, thank you. Server: Can I get you anything to drink? This dialogue is longer, but each part has a clear purpose. The server starts with a very standard opening: Are you ready to order, or do you need a few more minutes? This is a polite way to give you control over the pace. In fast speech, this can sound like ready to order or need a few more minutes. The doin to order often reduces to a soft T sound. A good, simple response is, we're ready, or I think we're ready. Notice the customer uses our key phrase from the coffee shop: I'd like the chicken pasta, please. Consistency is key. Now, Tom's order introduces a new and very important question: what does it come with? This means, what are the side dishes included with this meal? This is a vital question for understanding your order. The pronunciation here is tricky. What does it becomes what is it, or even what it? The words blend together dramatically. Practice saying it quickly: what does it come with? The server's response uses the phrase it comes with, which is the direct answer to that question. Listen for that keyword comes with. Then, the server moves to drinks with, Can I get you anything to drink? This is identical to the coffee shop question but applied to a new context. You might hear it as, Can I get you anything to drink? Here, you can order a soft drink, water, or something else. Let's shadow a part of this. I'll be the server. What does it come with? Now, you be the server. It comes with a side salad and roasted potatoes. Good. Notice how you list the items with a slight pause or a rising tone between them. This makes your speech clear and easy to follow. In the next part, we'll continue this conversation to include dealing with problems, like if the order is wrong, and then, of course, the all-important act of paying the bill. These skills will make you feel like a true local in any dining spot. But what happens when the order isn't quite right? It's a situation we all dread, but it's also a fantastic opportunity to practice polite and effective communication in English. Handling a small issue like a wrong order gracefully can actually boost your confidence more than a perfect meal ever could. So, let's continue our restaurant scenario. Imagine the food has arrived, but there's a mistake. Don't worry, we're going to handle this with calm and clarity. Here's how that conversation might unfold. Notice the polite language used to address the problem without causing offense. Dialogue 5B, dealing with a problem. Customer, excuse me, I'm sorry, but I think this is the wrong order. I asked for the chicken pasta, but this is the seafood pasta. Server, oh, I apologize. Let me check that for you right away. Customer, thank you so much. Server, returning, I'm so sorry for the mistake. We'll get your correct order out immediately. Would you like a complimentary drink while you wait? Customer, that's very kind, thank you. Now, let's break this down because every phrase here is chosen for politeness and effectiveness. The customer starts with excuse me, which we know is the polite opener. Then, they say, I'm sorry, but... This might seem odd, why are you apologizing when it's not your fault? In English, this is a softener. It makes the complaint sound less aggressive and more cooperative. It's like saying, I hate to bother you, but... Next, the customer states the fact clearly, I think this is the wrong order. Using I think makes it sound less accusatory. Then, they provide specific details. I asked for the chicken pasta, but this is the seafood pasta. This clarity helps the server understand the issue quickly. The server's response is professional and apologetic. Oh, I apologize. The word apologize is more formal than sorry, but both are used. Let me check that for you right away shows immediate action. The phrase right away means immediately. In pronunciation, right away can sound like right away, with a quick transition. When the server returns, they apologize again and offer a solution. We'll get your correct order out immediately. The word immediately is stressed for reassurance. Then, they go above and beyond with an offer. Would you like a complimentary drink while you wait? Complimentary means free, a useful word to know. The question would you like is very polite. Now, let's practice shadowing. Repeat after me, focusing on the polite intonation. Excuse me, I'm sorry, but I think this is the wrong order. Good. Now, the server's part, I apologize. Let me check that for you right away. Excellent. This practice helps you sound courteous even in tricky situations. After the meal, it's time to pay the bill. This is another key moment. The server might say, whenever you're ready, I can bring the check. Or, here's your bill. You might need to ask for it. Could we have the check, please? When paying, you might say, can I pay by card, or do you split bills, meaning separate checks? Let's listen to a short exchange. Dialogue 5C, paying the bill. Customer, could we have the check, please? Server, of course. Here you go. Customer, thank you. Do you take credit cards? Server, yes, we do. I'll bring the machine. Simple and effective. Could we have the check, please, is a standard request. Do you take credit cards, is essential vocabulary. The server's response, I'll bring the machine, refers to the card reader. Shadow this, could we have the check, please, and do you take credit cards? Well done! You've now navigated a full restaurant experience, from order to payment, even handling a hiccup along the way. This is real-world English listening and speaking practice at its best. Next time, we'll move into a different setting, the supermarket, where we'll practice asking for help finding items and understanding prices. It's another everyday adventure that will build your skills dramatically. Stay tuned! After the social success of a restaurant meal, let's tackle another place that can be surprisingly overwhelming, the supermarket. Those bright lights, long aisles, and endless products can make finding one simple item feel like a treasure hunt. But what if you can't find the treasure? You need to ask for help. And that's exactly what we're going to practice today. Asking a store employee for assistance is a fantastic way to practice clear, direct questions and understand equally clear directions. Let's turn confusion into confidence. Our sixth dialogue takes place in a grocery store. This conversation is typically very straightforward and focused on solving a problem, locating an item. The language is usually simple and polite, but it requires you to understand prepositions of place, just like with directions. Let's listen to how a customer finds what they need. Dialogue 6, at the supermarket. Customer, excuse me, where can I find the olive oil? Employee, sure. It's in aisle 7, with the cooking oils. Customer, aisle 7? Thank you. Employee, you're welcome. It's on the bottom shelf, on the right. This is a model of an efficient exchange. The customer starts, once again, with excuse me, the perfect polite attention getter. The question where can I find is the most common and useful phrase for this situation. In fast, casual speech, it might sound like where can I find? With the I being very quick. The employee's response is direct, sure. This word is used here to mean yes or of course, acknowledging the question positively. Then comes the location, it's in aisle 7. Note the preposition in 4 aisles. We say something is in an aisle, not on an aisle. The employee adds extra helpful information with the cooking oils. This phrase with the means in the same section as. This is a very common way to give a more precise location within a broad category. The customer confirms the aisle number with a questioning tone, aisle 7? This is a great strategy to ensure you heard correctly. The employee then offers even more detail, it's on the bottom shelf, on the right. Here we see the prepositions on 4 shelves and on 4 sides. This stacking of information is very helpful. Let's break down the pronunciation. Bottom shelf can have a soft T in bottom, sounding like bottom shelf. On the right might be on the right, with a connected the and right. Now, let's practice shadowing this dialogue. I want you to focus on the cadence of a simple question and a helpful answer. Repeat after me. Customer, excuse me, where can I find the olive oil? Employee, sure. It's in aisle 7, with the cooking oils. Customer, aisle 7? Thank you. Employee, you're welcome. It's on the bottom shelf, on the right. Excellent. You're practicing the rhythm of a helpful, everyday interaction. But what if you need to ask about price? That's our next step. Imagine you find the olive oil, but there are different prices. You might need to ask, which one is on sale, or how much is this one? The employee might say, it's $3.99, or it's $3.99. Listening for prices is a crucial skill. We'll practice that in the next part, along with a key tip for understanding spoken numbers and decimals, which often trip up learners. This is incredibly practical stuff, so don't go away. Navigating the supermarket aisles is one thing, but deciphering the prices you see and hear is another. Have you ever picked up an item and heard a price like $3.99 and wondered if that means $3.99 or $399? You're not alone. Numbers and prices in spoken English can be tricky because of the way we shorten them. But once you learn the simple patterns, you'll never be confused again. Today, we're going to master listening to prices, a skill that will save you time, money, and a lot of uncertainty at the checkout counter. Let's imagine you've found the olive oil, but there are several brands with different prices. You need to ask about a specific one. Here's a common dialogue that might happen. Dialogue 6B, asking about price. Customer, excuse me, how much is this olive oil? Employee, that one is $4.50. Customer, and the smaller bottle? Employee, the small one is on sale for $2.99. Did you catch that? The employee used two different ways to state the price. The first price, $4.50, is very clear and formal. But the second price, $2.99, is the casual, shortened version that is most commonly used. This is where practice is essential. $2.99 means $2.99, not $299. How do we know? Context. A small bottle of olive oil is unlikely to cost $299. But also, the pattern is consistent. When we say a price like $2.99, we are always referring to dollars and cents, and the decimal point is implied. The word dollars is dropped after the first number. Let's break down the pronunciation. $4.50 might be spoken quickly as $4.50, with n reduced to a quick n. But $2.99 is even faster. It often sounds like $2.99, with a very flat intonation. Sometimes, you might hear $2.99 with a slight rise on 9 to emphasize the sense. The key is to listen for the number before the first decimal place. If someone says $10.99, it's $10.99, not $1,099. For amounts over $100, we usually say 100 or 100 to avoid confusion. For example, $150 means $150, but if it's $150.99, we might say $150.99. Now, let's practice shadowing this dialogue. I'll play both parts, and you repeat after me, focusing on the rhythm of the numbers. Customer, excuse me, how much is this olive oil? Employee, that one is $4.50. Customer, and the smaller bottle? Employee, the small one is on sale for $2.99. Great job! But what if you want to ask about a discount? The phrase on sale is important. It means the price is reduced. You might also hear it's discounted or it's a special. Another useful question is this on sale, or which one is the best value? Value is a great word for getting the most for your money. Understanding prices is a fundamental part of daily life. Practice listening to prices in your head when you see them in stores. Say them out loud to yourself. That's $5.49 for $5.49. This habit will train your ear. In our next session, we'll leave the store and head to a completely different environment, the doctor's office. We'll practice describing symptoms and understanding advice, which is crucial for your health and well-being. It's a topic that might seem intimidating, but with our simple dialogues, you'll feel prepared and confident. Let's talk about a situation that makes everyone a little nervous, even in their own language: going to the doctor. Now, imagine doing it in English. The fear of not being able to explain what's wrong clearly can be overwhelming. But your health is too important to let language barriers get in the way. The good news is that medical conversations often follow a very predictable pattern. By learning a few key phrases and questions, you can turn a stressful visit into a confident conversation. Today, we're going to practice exactly that. Welcome to a lesson that's not just about language, but about well-being. Our seventh dialogue takes place in a doctor's office. This conversation is typically very structured. The doctor will ask questions about your symptoms, and you need to describe how you feel. The vocabulary might seem specialized, but we'll focus on the most common and essential words. Remember, clarity is more important than complex medical terms. Let's listen to a typical exchange. Dialogue 7, at the doctor's office. Doctor: Hello, Sarah. What seems to be the problem today? Sarah: Hi, doctor. I've been feeling very tired lately, and I have a sore throat. Doctor: I see. How long have you had these symptoms? Sarah: For about 3 days now. Doctor: Any fever or cough? Sarah: A little cough, but no fever. This dialogue is a masterpiece of efficiency. The doctor starts with a standard opening: what seems to be the problem, or what brings you in today? This is a gentle way to ask why you're there. In fast speech, what seems to be the problem might sound like what seems to be the problem, with to be reduced. Sarah's response uses two very common symptom descriptions: I've been feeling very tired and I have a sore throat. The phrase "I've been feeling" is perfect for describing a condition that started in the past and continues now. Sore throat is a set phrase. Note that sore is used for pain in a specific area. The doctor's follow-up question, "How long have you had these symptoms?" is crucial for diagnosis. Symptoms is a key word meaning signs of illness. Sarah's answer, "For about 3 days now," uses for to indicate duration. The doctor then asks about specific symptoms: any fever or cough? This is a shortened form of "Do you have any fever or cough?" In medical contexts, questions are often shortened like this. Sarah's reply, "A little cough, but no fever," is clear and concise. Using a little to mean a small amount is very natural. Now, let's focus on pronunciation. "I've been feeling" can contract to "I've been feelin'," dropping the G sound at the end, which is common in informal speech. Sore throat should be pronounced clearly, as it's an important term. Practice shadowing this exchange. Repeat after me. Doctor: Hello, Sarah. What seems to be the problem today? Sarah: Hi, doctor. I've been feeling very tired lately, and I have a sore throat. Doctor: I see. How long have you had these symptoms? Sarah: For about 3 days now. Doctor: Any fever or cough? Sarah: A little cough, but no fever. Excellent. You're learning to describe your basic symptoms. But what happens next? The doctor will likely give advice or a diagnosis. In the next part of this dialogue, we'll practice understanding the doctor's recommendations, which might include phrases like "you should rest" or "I'm going to prescribe some medicine." Understanding these instructions is critical for your recovery. I'll also share a tip on how to ask for clarification if you don't understand something the doctor says. This is a vital skill for ensuring you get the care you need. Stay with me. Now that you've described your symptoms clearly, the next critical step is understanding the doctor's advice. This is where active listening becomes so important. Doctors often use specific phrases to give recommendations, and catching these keywords will help you follow their instructions accurately. Remember, it's always okay to ask for clarification if you miss something. Your health depends on it. Let's continue our dialogue and see how the doctor responds to Sarah's symptoms. Dialogue 7B, the doctor's advice. Doctor, okay, Sarah. It sounds like you have a mild viral infection. I recommend you get plenty of rest and drink lots of fluids. Sarah, okay, thank you. Should I take any medicine? Doctor, for the sore throat, you can gargle with warm salt water. For the cough, an over-the-counter cough syrup might help. I'll also prescribe some vitamins to boost your immune system. Sarah, how long should I rest? Doctor, take it easy for the next 2 or 3 days. If you don't feel better by Friday, please come back. This part of the conversation is full of actionable advice. The doctor starts with a diagnosis. It sounds like you have a mild viral infection. The phrase "it sounds like" is a common way for professionals to state their opinion based on what they've heard. Then comes the recommendation: I recommend you get plenty of rest and drink lots of fluids. This is a classic prescription for common illnesses. Notice the structure: I recommend you plus verb. This is a polite way to give advice. In fast speech, I recommend you might sound like I recommend ya, with you becoming ya. Sarah asks a very important question: should I take any medicine? This is a direct way to seek guidance on medication. The doctor's response includes 2 key terms: gargle with warm salt water and over-the-counter cough syrup. Over-the-counter means medicine you can buy without a prescription. This is an essential phrase to know. The doctor also says, I'll prescribe some vitamins. Prescribe means to officially recommend a medicine that you need a prescription for. The pronunciation of prescribe can be tricky. It sounds like prescribe, with the stress on the second syllable. Sarah's follow-up question, how long should I rest, is crucial for planning her recovery. The doctor's answer, take it easy for the next 2 or 3 days, uses the phrasal verb take it easy, which means to rest and relax. The phrase, if you don't feel better by Friday, introduces a conditional statement, which is common in medical advice. By Friday means before or on Friday. Now, let's talk about a vital tip: asking for clarification. If you don't understand something the doctor says, you can use phrases like, could you repeat that, please? Or what does over-the-counter mean? It's better to ask than to guess. Practice shadowing this part of the dialogue to get comfortable with the language. Repeat after me. Doctor, okay, Sarah. It sounds like you have a mild viral infection. I recommend you get plenty of rest and drink lots of fluids. Sarah, okay, thank you. Should I take any medicine? Doctor, for the sore throat, you can gargle with warm salt water. For the cough, an over-the-counter cough syrup might help. I'll also prescribe some vitamins to boost your immune system. Sarah, how long should I rest? Doctor, take it easy for the next 2 or 3 days. If you don't feel better by Friday, please come back. Well done! You're learning to navigate a doctor's visit with confidence. But our daily life involves many other settings. In our next session, we'll move to a more lighthearted but equally important topic: talking about hobbies and interests. This is where you can connect with people on a personal level, making friends and practicing English in a fun way. We'll cover phrases for sharing what you love to do and asking others about their passions. It's a conversation that can open doors to new friendships, so you won't want to miss it. After taking care of your health, let's shift to something that truly brings joy, talking about what you love to do. Hobbies and interests are the gateways to friendship. They're the shared passions that make conversations sparkle. But how do you express your hobbies in English without sounding like you're reading from a list? And how do you ask others about their interests in a way that feels natural and engaging? Today, we're going to practice the art of sharing passions. This isn't just about vocabulary, it's about connecting with people on a human level. Get ready to talk about what makes you happy. Our eighth dialogue is a casual conversation between two acquaintances who are getting to know each other better. This type of exchange is common at social gatherings, in break rooms, or when meeting new people. The key is to use open-ended questions that invite detailed responses, not just yes or no answers. Let's listen in. Dialogue 8, talking about hobbies. Alex: Hey, Maria. What do you like to do in your free time? Maria: Oh, I'm really into photography. I love taking pictures of nature. How about you? Alex: That's cool. I'm more of a reader myself. I enjoy mystery novels. Maria: Nice. Do you have a favorite author? Alex: I really like Agatha Christie. Have you read any of her books? Maria: Not yet, but I've seen the movies. Maybe you can recommend one for me. This dialogue is full of friendly, inquisitive language. Alex starts with a perfect open-ended question: What do you like to do in your free time? This is much better than what is your hobby, which can sound too formal. In connected speech, what do you like to do often becomes what do you like to do, with do you blending into do ya and to do sounding like to do. Maria's response uses a great phrase: I'm really into photography. I'm into is a casual and enthusiastic way to say you have a strong interest in something. It's more vibrant than I like. She also adds a detail: I love taking pictures of nature. Adding a detail makes the conversation richer. Alex's reply shows active listening: That's cool. This is a common way to express approval and interest. Then, he shares his own interest: I'm more of a reader myself. The phrase I'm more of a is useful for comparing or stating your preference. He says, I enjoy mystery novels. Note that enjoy is a synonym for like but can feel a bit more formal or sincere. Maria then asks a follow-up question: Do you have a favorite author? This keeps the conversation flowing and shows she's engaged. Alex's answer includes a recommendation: Maybe you can recommend one for me. This is a friendly way to suggest future interaction. Now, let's focus on pronunciation. Photography has the stress on the second syllable, photography. Mystery novels might be said with a fluid connection, mystery novels. Practice shadowing this dialogue to capture the friendly intonation. Repeat after me. Alex: Hey, Maria. What do you like to do in your free time? Maria: Oh, I'm really into photography. I love taking pictures of nature. How about you? Alex: That's cool. I'm more of a reader myself. I enjoy mystery novels. Maria: Nice. Do you have a favorite author? Alex, I really like Agatha Christie. Have you read any of her books? Maria, not yet, but I've seen the movies. Maybe you can recommend one for me. Excellent. You're learning to build a conversation layer by layer. But what if you have a hobby that's a bit more unusual? How would you explain it? A good tip is to use simple analogies. For example, if you enjoy coding, you might say, I like building websites. It's like solving puzzles with a computer. This makes complex ideas accessible. Also, remember to use because to give reasons. I love hiking because it helps me relax. Reasons add depth to your answers. In our next session, we'll take this socializing a step further into the world of making phone calls in English. For many learners, talking on the phone without visual cues is a major challenge. We'll practice a call from start to finish, including how to introduce yourself, state your purpose, and end the conversation smoothly. It's a skill that will empower you in both personal and professional settings. Don't miss it. Of all the challenges in learning a new language, the phone call might be the ultimate test. No gestures to help you, no lips to read, just a voice through a speaker that might be crackly or faint. It's normal to feel a rush of nerves when the phone rings. But what if you could turn that anxiety into anticipation? Mastering a basic phone call is a huge leap forward in your fluency journey. It's a skill that proves you can communicate without a safety net. Let's break it down together, one clear step at a time. Our 9th dialogue is a common scenario, calling a business to make an appointment. This type of call has a clear structure: greeting, identification, stating your purpose, and closing. The language is usually polite and direct. Listen to how the caller navigates the conversation. Dialogue 9, making a phone call. Receptionist, good morning, Downtown Dental. How can I help you? Caller, hi, I'd like to make an appointment for a teeth cleaning, please. Receptionist, certainly. What is your name? Caller, my name is David Chin. Receptionist, thank you, Mr. Chin. Are you available next Tuesday at 10 a.m.? Caller, next Tuesday at 10 a.m.? Yes, that works for me. Receptionist, perfect. You're all set. We'll see you then. This dialogue is a model of efficiency. The receptionist starts with the standard business greeting, the company name, and how can I help you? In fast speech, this can sound like Downtown Dental, how can I help ya? The caller's response is direct, I'd like to make an appointment for. This is the perfect phrase for this situation. Notice the caller says a teeth cleaning. In English, we use the plural teeth in this context, not the singular tooth. The receptionist then asks for the essential information, what is your name? The caller responds with the full name. It's common to spell a last name if it might be difficult to understand, but in this case, it's not needed. Then, the receptionist offers a specific time, are you available next Tuesday at 10 a.m.? The phrase are you available is the polite, professional way to ask are you free? The caller confirms by repeating the time, next Tuesday at 10 a.m., which is an excellent strategy to avoid mistakes. Then he gives a positive confirmation, yes, that works for me. That works for me is a very natural and common alternative to that is good for me. The call ends with the receptionist saying, you're all set. This is a friendly, informal way to say everything is arranged or it is done. The final phrase, we'll see you then, is a standard and warm closing. Now, let's talk about a major phone challenge: what to do if you don't understand. The key is to have a few simple phrases ready. You can say, "I'm sorry, could you repeat that, please? Could you speak a little slower? I didn't catch that. Did you say Tuesday?" Practicing these phrases is as important as practicing the main dialogue. Let's shadow the call. Repeat after me, imagining you're on the phone. Receptionist, good morning, Downtown Dental. How can I help you? Caller, hi, I'd like to make an appointment for a teeth cleaning, please. Receptionist, certainly. What is your name? Caller, my name is David Chin. Receptionist, thank you, Mr. Chin. Are you available next Tuesday at 10 a.m.? Caller, next Tuesday at 10 a.m.? Yes, that works for me. Receptionist, perfect. You're all set. We'll see you then. You've just practiced a successful phone call. But what about informal calls to friends? We'll cover that in the next part, along with essential vocabulary for dealing with bad connections and leaving a voice message. These skills will make you feel in control, no matter who is on the other end of the line. Stay with me. But what about when the phone call isn't to a business, but to a friend? The language shifts completely. It becomes warmer, more casual, and full of the little phrases that build friendship. And what happens when the connection is bad or you get their voicemail? These moments can feel like obstacles, but with the right phrases, they're just minor bumps in the road. Let's practice turning a simple call to a friend into a smooth, natural conversation. Imagine you're calling your friend, Anna, to confirm plans for the weekend. Here's how that friendly chat might sound. Dialogue 9B, an informal phone call. Anna, hello? You, hey, Anna. It's Maria. How's it going? Anna, Maria. Hi. I'm good, just finishing up some work. What's up? You, I'm just calling about the movie on Saturday. What time do you want to meet? Anna, oh, right. How about we meet at the cinema around 7? You, 7 sounds perfect. I'll see you there. Anna, great. Talk to you later. You, bye. Feel the difference? The greeting is immediate and personal. Hey, Anna. It's Maria. Instead of stating your full name, you use your first name because she knows you. How's it going is the casual version of how are you? Anna's response, what's up, is an informal way to ask why are you calling or what's happening. The rest of the call is direct and friendly, ending with talk to you later, which is much more common among friends than goodbye. Now, let's tackle a common problem, a bad connection. This is where you need to be able to signal an issue clearly. Dialogue 9C, dealing with a bad connection. You, Anna? I think we have a bad connection. Can you hear me okay? Anna, barely. You're breaking up a little. You, I'll call you right back. These phrases are lifesavers. We have a bad connection is the clear way to state the problem. You're breaking up means the audio is cutting in and out. The solution is simple, I'll call you right back. Finally, what if you get voicemail? Don't panic. Leave a short, clear message. Here's a template. Hi Anna, it's Maria. I'm just calling about our plans for Saturday. Give me a call back when you get this. Thanks. Bye. The structure is always 1. Who you are. 2. Why you're calling. 3. What you want them to do, call back. 4. A polite closing. Let's shadow the informal call to get the friendly tone. Repeat after me. Hey, Anna. It's Maria. How's it going? Anna, Maria. Hi. I'm good, just finishing up some work. What's up? I'm just calling about the movie on Saturday. What time do you want to meet? Anna, oh, right. How about we meet at the cinema around 7? 7 sounds perfect. I'll see you there. Anna, great. Talk to you later. Bye. You've now practiced both formal and informal phone skills. This is a massive step for your listening and speaking confidence. But our daily lives are full of other simple conversations. And so we arrive at the simplest, yet most powerful, tool for starting a conversation, talking about the weather. It might seem trivial, but it's a social ritual. It's a way to show friendliness, to fill a quiet moment, or to smoothly transition into a deeper topic. Mastering a few simple comments about the weather can make you sound natural and confident in any casual encounter. This is where all your practice comes together in the most effortless way. Here is a classic example of a weather-related conversation that could happen with a neighbor, a colleague, or someone in an elevator. Dialogue 10. Making small talk. Beautiful day today, isn't it? Neighbor, it really is. Finally some sunshine after all that rain. I know. I think I'll go for a walk later. Do you know any good parks around here? Neighbor, oh, yes. Central Park is just a few blocks away. It's lovely this time of year. This dialogue shows how a weather comment can open the door to a more meaningful exchange. The phrase, adjective, day, isn't it, is a classic tag question used for small talk. You can substitute beautiful with cold, hot, or windy. The neighbor's response agrees and adds a detail, finally some sunshine after all that rain. This shows engagement. Then, you skillfully use the weather to introduce a personal plan and ask a question. I think I'll go for a walk later. Do you know any good parks around here? This is the secret, using the small talk as a stepping stone. This entire journey, from a simple hello to navigating a doctor's visit and making phone calls, has been about building your confidence piece by piece. Every dialogue, every shadowing exercise, was designed to strengthen your listening muscle. Remember the feeling of panic we talked about at the very beginning? The wall of sound? Look how far you've come. You now have the tools to break down that wall. You understand connected speech, you can ask for clarification, and you can engage in everyday conversations. The key now is consistency. English listening practice is like watering a plant. A little every day is far better than a lot once a month. Let this be the beginning of a daily habit. Listen to these dialogues again. Shadow them until the phrases feel natural in your mouth. Then, try to listen for these patterns in movies, songs, and conversations around you. You have built a strong foundation. Don't stop here. Keep practicing, keep listening, and keep speaking. Every word you understand is a victory. Every sentence you speak is a triumph. Thank you for allowing me to be your guide on this part of your English journey. This is just the beginning. I'll be here with a new daily dialogue tomorrow, ready to help you take the next step. Keep going. You are doing incredibly well.